Correct. So it is much further south than the other wine regions, as you can see. And the interesting thing about Walker Bay is there's a very narrow area between the sea, and it rises, it shelves very, very quickly up to a ridge. And on the other side of that ridge from the town of Hermanus is where the Hemelanade Valley is. And it's a very, it's not a deep valley, but but it's not a wide valley. And here, Hamilton Russell were the pioneers of that area, in defiance of the government, the apartheid government of the day, the National Party government, who used to dictate what could be planted and where. And this was the Hamilton Russell family holiday home. They had a little farm there, and they would go down to Hermanus for their annual holidays. And Tim Hamilton Russell was a lover of wine, and he said, well, let's plant grapes and see how they do. And that was what has led to kind of Chardonnay and Burgundy, the South Africa's version of Burgundy, Chardonnay and Pinot Noir Central, in the whole area. They went from one producer to two producer, and then from two to four, and then from 4 to 8, and now there's a whole heap more than that. And the area, the viticultural area, has actually expanded further and further up the valley, going all the way through to Creation. And Creation is probably one of the newer kids on the block, but it's been around for about 10 or 15 years now. And they established their vineyards on what was sheep pasture. And their climatic and soil, all of the influences are completely different to Hamilton Russell, which is just 10 kilometers away further down the valley. Two totally separate areas in terms of influence. And as a result of that, Creation makes things like, they do Chardonnay and Pinot Noir exceptionally well, but they also have things like Grenache, Viognier, Roussanne, and a host of other different grapes. And Merlot is doing particularly well for them as well.